Joining us is Daniel Erspamer, Pelican Institute conservative think tank. Hey, Mr. Daniel, welcome back to Keel. Happy New Year. How you been?
Hey, good morning. Happy New Year. Great to talk to you.
Thank you, sir. Let's start with your event, and then we've got lots of policy and legislative questions, and definitely want to get your thought on that. But you guys got sort of a big Pelican Institute event coming up. Is it this weekend already? Is it here already or next?
It is the 30th. So we've got about 10 days, Thursday, January 30th, at the Hilton in downtown Baton Rouge, our Pelican Institute Solutions Summit. It is a great event. People from all around the state, legislators, grassroots activists, opinion leaders, the media, everyone's going to be there, and it's going to be a great time. And we'd love to have your listeners come. We've got a few slots available.
Solutions Summit. You want solutions to what?
All of our problems, right?
Well, dang it, we don't have 3 weeks.
That's right. We have one day. We cram it all into one day. Here's what we've done. We've got a series of panel discussions and breakout sessions and meals where we're going to say, okay, what are the most important things facing the state of Louisiana? Just as an example, our breakfast event is Fixing the Hellhole, Solutions for a Broken Legal System. Does that sound like something we've talked about before or what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Daniel.
She's whining already. That's not a good sign, my friend. We've known each other a long time. When she starts whining, you just sit back, put your feet up, get ready.
I'm ready.
We can study and summit and have cocktails over all our problems all we want. And nothing ever seems to get done. What's going to be different about your summit?
Yeah, that's a great question. And you're absolutely right. And the reality is we've had far too much talk and far too little action in the last couple of decades, at least good action in the way you and I would like it. Here's what's different. This is really an opportunity to remind. We've got a whole bunch of legislators coming, particularly those new folks who ran on things like legal reform and tax reform and cutting spending and fixing Medicaid and all these things we know are important to our state. And it's a chance for us to not just say, hey, here's an idea, here's a problem, but here is practically how to fix it. And we're all going to work together and be there with you to make sure you get it across the finish line.
Let's get into a little legislative talk here. Recently, Clay Chuck Snyder instead of Sherman Mack selected as Speaker of the House of Representatives. Bluntly speaking, your opinion, were the Republicans outmaneuvered by John Bell? How did that happen?
You know, I think the prevailing stories on this will, as the dust settles, will turn out not to be terribly true. The truth is, I think the governor and the Democrats were looking for a horse to ride, and Clay was the fellow not backed by Jeff Landry and some of our conservative friends. Here's the reality: you know, if you stack up Clay Chuck Snyder and Sherman Mack's records against one another, not too different.
You know, pardon me, that was going to be my question, because you talk to other legislators and you read about his record. I mean, there are Republicans right now that are portraying Chuck Snyder as sort of Louisiana's AOC. But if you look at the facts, he's a pretty conservative guy. So what was the purpose? What was the reason that he ends up in the speaker's chair?
Yeah, gosh, I wish I knew the real answer to that question. We could solve a lot of challenges. But here's what I think. You know, at the end of the day, he's the speaker. He's got the votes. He'll continue to have the votes. I think our job is to say, all right, you said you were going to do these things. You say you're a conservative. Your leadership team is a conservative. Let's go. It's time. And it's important, I think, for everyone. You know, this is our chance to deploy the old Reagan truism: trust but verify. And our friends who were on the other side, it's time to get around and get some stuff done. We don't have time to fight over personalities and all that. We've got big things to do.
Getting down to some of the nitty gritty on that vote, we had our own Cedric Glover tweeting how great Sherman Mack was and how he was going to support Sherman Mack, and then he changed his tune. Did the governor get to him? Was he promised something? What do you suspect, Daniel? I know you don't know what happened. What do you suspect happened?
Yeah, that's a great question. There was an article in The Advocate yesterday, Sam Carlin's piece that perhaps sheds a little bit of light on this. It suggests that the Democrat caucus and the Black caucus both got together and had a conversation around tone rather than substance. Is this someone who's going to be respectful? Is this someone we can work with? My understanding from Clay and from folks around him is he has not promised certainly any policy outcomes to the Democrat caucus for this. But as they looked at the solutions, they said this is a guy we can work with, and now we'll see what happens.
Daniel Erspamer, Pelican Institute, if you had to look at the upcoming legislative session in your mind, in your organizations, in your group's mind, what are the one or two or three most important things that a certainly Republican and conservative-leaning legislature needs to get at?
Yeah, my list is three. The first is absolutely legal reform. We have to tackle lawsuit abuse. We have to tackle our broken legal system. It has impact on jobs in the oil and gas community. It has impact on our car insurance. It has impact on just everything. One recent study said $4,000 per year per family was the cost of our broken legal system here in Louisiana. The second thing is budget. This is wonky and nobody likes to talk about it, but there are some common sense solutions. Our budget has grown over 20% in the last 4 or 5 years. That's outrageous when we're talking about a quote unquote budget crisis and having to raise taxes. So we've got to get some real measures, a tax and spending limit, and a great idea that's going to be brought that says, listen, we should only allocate about 98% of the money we think we're going to have. Let's set aside 2% and see what happens. Let's see what the economy actually does. These projections have never been right. Let's not count on them and get ourselves in a fiscal mess. So we've got to fix the budget and our fiscal situation. And then the third most important thing, and a lot of this is going to fall on Bessie, the State Board of Education, as much as the legislature, but making sure our education reform agenda stays eyes forward, that we get a new state superintendent of schools and put together policies that allow every student in Louisiana to attend a school that fits them.
Website, give it to us quick for all of the Pelican Institute info, including your get-together a week after this.
You bet. It's pelicaninstitute.org, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And again, that's January 30th, Thursday, January 30th in Baton Rouge, our Solutions Summit. We'd love to see you all there.